Hi guys, so today I wanted to do a video all about foundation, which I think will be helpful because the majority of the questions that I get are about foundation. Whether it's what I use or what would be good for their skin or whatever. And it's funny because I'll start this by saying I have pretty oily skin, and so a lot of people may think that the foundations that work for me may not work for them, but a lot of the foundations that I've used or that I really like are actually made for normal to dry skin or something like that. So I think that's kind of interesting. I'm going to talk about some good concealers as well, and products that are both from the drugstore and that are from places like Sephora or like a department store. This will be good because hopefully now you'll have some options, or you'll know at least things that I like. I don't know, I kept thinking, okay, I've got this handful of foundations that I really like. I might as well just pull them all together in a video and show you guys, kind of give you some ideas on what they do, what they'd be best for, so that when you watch this video you might get some ideas based on what you're looking for in a foundation. Alright, so first I have to talk about my Matte Velvet Plus. I'm going to talk about a couple that are just like long-time favorites. The Matte Velvet Plus is amazing. I really love it. I don't like foundations that feel very thick and heavy on my skin. While this is a thicker foundation, it's a more like medium to full coverage foundation. This covers like everything. It's not a joke. And I don't ever feel that it's heavy on my skin. It smells very perfumey, which is kind of the main thing that I had to get over at first, but it lasts forever, or holds up really well on your skin, I should say. It's very long wearing. It's nice, it's oil free. It says that it's water resistant, which, I mean, if you go swimming in a pool, it's not like it's gonna like look perfect afterwards. It's not really the idea, but if some water or whatever gets on your skin, and you're not like scrubbing it or you're like submerged in water, it will hold up, and it's really, really impressive like that, and I love it. So this holds up very well on my oily skin. It controls shine like crazy. The only downside, it's about $32, but it does last a long time, and I love the packaging. It's plastic, and it has a little squirty thing, so I very much enjoy that packaging. The shades that I wear in this, it's kind of interesting. I either wear the 30 or the 40. The 30, well, it's very dirty right now, but the 30 is very beige, doesn't have a lot of pink or yellow undertones in it. The 40 is very yellow. My skin has a lot of yellow undertones to it. My actual like arms and my whole body are very yellow. When I'm not wearing makeup, my face itself, just my face is very kind of like pink, which is weird because when I'm not wearing makeup, it's like my face looks very pink and then my neck is like yellow. And I haven't been tanning or using any self-tanning products. That's just my natural skin. So it's kind of funny. So I do tend to go for products that are more yellow based, so that it looks natural, so that it matches my skin exactly, because that is the idea with makeup. But find that out first before you look for any kind of foundations. Check out if your skin has more like pink or yellow to it, because it's going to help you out a lot when you go to look. Just look at the ones that have like yellow base. It's so easy to see that too when you're looking at a lot of them up together. You can so tell which ones are pink or yellow. Anyway, so I use either the 30 or the 40. The 35 is very dark and it's very pink. The 40 is actually lighter than the 35. It's tricky. But what I do is I use the 30 when I'm very pale, and then the 40 works for me like in the summertime if I have some sun. But a lot of the times I mix the two, and then it's perfect if I mix the two. The next one that I use a lot is the Nars Sheer Glow, which I really love, and I found a good kind of substitute for at the drugstore. I probably, honestly, will never repurchase this now that I found the other. I love the finish of this. This is for, I believe it says more dry to normal skin, but it holds up perfectly on my oily skin. That's just something that sometimes you have to take a chance to see if things are going to work for you. The finish of this is wonderful. This is a very like natural matte finish to me. It doesn't look so like mask-like, but this does have like a natural finish, which I like. But this is more of like a natural, like a little bit of a glowy finish. Not shiny, but you are going to, like, if you turn your face, you're going to be able to see like a little bit of sheen like at different areas of your face. I find that the coverage is not as good as this. Well, and it holds up really, really well, but my skin is just very oily, so I do have to touch it up throughout the day. But all in all, I like it. I don't like the packaging so much because I don't really like bottles like that. I mean, I'll use it if it's great, but I'd rather it be different. Now, a good substitution that I said that I found at the drugstore is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin. And when I first used this, I loved it. I'm wearing it today. But immediately you know, I found that it was a dupe for the Nars. And what was funny is that after I shared with a lot of people that I had used this, everyone was like, oh, that's a dupe for the Nars Sheer Glow, which was funny because I'm like, wow, you know, I really, you know, it wasn't just that, you know, people were saying that it was a dupe. It was like I really felt like it was before I heard that. So I just thought that was interesting and funny. This one has SPF 20, which, like, as I've said before, when I talk about this, doesn't really affect much, but it's really nice. It says that it has an exclusive antioxidant blend. I don't know. This is about $13 at the drugstore, so if you can do one of those, like, buy one, get one type things, you can really get a good deal on it. It is the same type of, like, you know, bodily open packaging like that, which, it's fine. I love it so much. But if you are between these two, I would say save your money and get this one. I honestly prefer this one, and I use the shade Nude. Another foundation, I'm going to talk about, like, just a couple more, because I'm not talking about, like, every foundation. I'm just talking about the ones that I keep and the ones that I love. But the next one is another drugstore foundation, which is so bizarre. I know I told you guys this in my drugstore video, or my favorites, I don't remember which one. But I'm very funny about products. Like, I'm not going to try something and love it just because someone else does. I'm not going to run out and try to find something at the drugstore just because I think that people want me to have something more affordable that's a favorite, but then really come home and use something more expensive. You know what I mean? I really like to use things, and I've said that a million times, but I truly use what I tell you, and if something's my favorite, it's my favorite, whether it's $50 or whether it's $5. But you can find some great things that are just as good, like this. Honestly, I've been wearing this more than anything else, so I really love that. But it just so happened that I found a really great concealer at the drugstore, which I will talk about, and because I loved it so very much, I had to try the foundation that went with it, and it's the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, which is something I would have never tried. I've seen this at the drugstore for a couple years now, I believe it's been out, and I'm just not into it. I was like, I'm not using that, just because it has this applicator made onto it, which I usually hate, but I love. It's called Eraser Treatment Makeup Super Concentrated Goji Berry and Collagen SPF 18. And it's supposed to kind of like smooth out your lines over time. The formula itself is supposed to not emphasize lines and, you know, problems with your texture on your skin. It's for all skin types. Skin looks lifted, instantly erases lines and creases. Yeah. So, I don't know. It says it's clinically proven to be effective. I did read that this little applicator, which is kind of like a little velvety sponge type thing, is antimicrobial, which makes me feel good. But I only really apply it to clean skin anyway, so that's fine. But what you do is you click it up a little bit and you just kind of sweep it over your skin. I don't blend it in with this by any means. I just apply it with that, and then I use something else to blend it in, which I'll tell you about my favorite makeup applicators at the end, or foundation applicators. But this is so very different. It's very thin. It's almost like a serum or something. It's so bizarre. My mom is actually using this right now too, and I saw her wearing it the other day and it looked really great on her. She always likes to try different stuff too, but I thought it looked really good on her too. And we were like both wearing it that day, and I was like, oh, I'm wearing this, and she's like, oh, me too, and it was just funny. So the shade that I use in this is Buff Beige. I have been just applying it with this, you know, just getting it on my skin. I just haven't used a brush with this one. I've just been using my fingers or a beauty blender. You will instantly, like, immediately notice the difference. This is not like a thick type foundation, but it's very pigmented. It's very, like, when you use it, it feels almost like very moisturizing, but it doesn't make your skin look shiny, which I don't like. I don't like that at all. Yeah, this is awesome, and I love it, and I think that it really does kind of, you know, I don't have any, like, horrible wrinkles or, like, problems like that by any means. But even like on breakouts and on like areas where your skin is uneven or fine lines or anything, it really makes them less noticeable. The formula itself just doesn't settle into that, and it holds up really, really well throughout the day. Now, the product that kind of started it all with that is the Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles. This was kind of, like I said, what started all for me. Why I wanted to try this. This is amazing. This is, I will say it a million times, the best under eye concealer I've ever used, no matter what brand, no matter how expensive. It has the same little thing, and you just barely sweep it under your eyes. And I like the packaging, as I said in the other video, because you can see how far it's gone down. It seems like the foundation started up further, because mine has only gone down just a little bit. It's the same type feel like this, like it feels really, almost like silicone-y. I don't know how to describe it. It's, oh, I just gave you the bird. It's really weird, but this is nice. and I promise, like, I don't know. I don't see how anyone could not like this. It's just perfect. And it really kind of, you know, it just smooths over your under eye circles. It's very pigmented, so it covers them up great, but it doesn't emphasize lines, which is nice. So if you are older and you have a lot of lines or whatever, this may be good because, you know, because if you need a concealer anyways, but you don't want to emphasize your lines, I would try this. And if you're younger, I would try this too because it feels great on your skin and I love it. And the finish looks amazing for both of these. So these are both really great products, very affordable at the drugstore. Another option that I really like is the Mineralized Skinfinish by MAC. This is a powder product. It's a mineral. It's pressed. I don't like loose minerals. They've always broken me out and I just don't like the finish on my skin, but I actually really love this. And I use the light medium, and I find that even when I get tan, this one works fine for me. I just use a very fluffy brush to apply it, like a F30. This is a powder brush. And I'll use it to top off my foundation. I don't like buff it in over foundation. I'll just put a little bit on the brush and put a little bit on my chin or just areas that might get shiny. And even when I don't wear foundation, if I don't feel like wearing foundation that day, I will use my concealer and then I will apply this, which is nice. And I just, you know, I just dust it all over my face. And it works really nice. I love the finish of it. I think it looks natural. It looks natural enough to use over foundation, because I find a lot of times if you find a great foundation that has an awesome finish and then you put powder over it, it's just like, what was the point? You know what I mean? It just kind of looks powdery. This stuff I find does not look powdery. If you use it correctly, you don't like pile on a lot of it. You just kind of dust it on lightly. It's really, really great. Speaking of concealer, for an actual face concealer, my very favorite one, and it's very dirty around the edges, my very favorite one, the only face concealer that I actually use, I use this one for my under eyes, but one that's actually, you know, great for my face is the MAC Studio Finish. The one in the little pot. It's nice. It's SPF 20, or what is it? 35, yeah. Which, I mean, doesn't really matter because I just use it on little spots here and there, but it's great for covering breakouts. It holds up really well on my oily skin, and it is so pigmented. Yeah, this is my go-to face concealer. When I use a concealer on my actual skin, it's usually being used to cover redness, breakouts, which are red as well, so I use a more yellow-based shade, which in MAC is like NC, anything that has an NC before it, and the shade I use in this is NC20. So my favorite kind of lighter products, like a tinted moisturizer, I have a couple of those. The Neutrogena Healthy Skin Enhancer is a product I've been using since high school when it probably came out. It's amazing. It has retinol, SPF 20, and it's tinted and it's oil free. I really like this. If you're sensitive to retinol, I probably wouldn't use it. I find that it would always kind of keep my skin clear because retinol kind of has that effect with me. I think with most people. I think it's in a lot of like acne treatment things, retinol is. But it's good for like lines and stuff. Anyways, it's nice. It's in a little pump thing. It does really smell strongly of sunscreen, but it works really great. And it does have some coverage to it. I use the shade Light to Neutral 30 is the shade that I use in this. But that is very, very good. And then the Origins Vitazing I will love forever. I love this stuff. I've talked about it so many times, but basically it's just a tinted moisturizer. When you apply it, it kind of like warms up to the pigment. The pigments kind of warm up and adjust to your skin. It's really, really great. And I use this most days under my foundation because I use this as my moisturizer in the morning when I get out of the shower. And then, you know, later I'll apply my foundation, and it's not too much. It looks great together. So kind of like an honorable mention type thing where other products are concerned. The Makeup Forever HD is good. I use shade 120 in this. I think that the finish of this is amazing. If you've already got really good skin though and you want to use this, then your skin's going to look amazing. But if you've got some problems and you really want to cover a lot of stuff and you're going to have to use concealer anyways, I would say don't waste your time because it doesn't really cover very well. But if you've got good skin and you just want something that's going to even it out, then this would be good. But it is very expensive. I believe it's around $40. I love the packaging. I love the pump. But as I said before, just be careful because it doesn't have very good coverage, but the finish is amazing. So I'm kind of like on the fence. I've always kind of been on the fence, and it wears a really long time, I find. Something else that's good, the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Brightening Eye Perfector, that kind of goes with this. It's a good product. It has the brush that goes with it, and I would say that if you can ever find the buy one get one half off type things that drugstores always do with the Neutrogena products, I would say to double this up and try this too. I had been using this, but after finding this, I probably won't use this so much anymore, so it's just, you know, but you might prefer this better. It does have SPF 25, which is good for your eye area, and it says it's a brightening eye perfector, and I use shade, this is buff, but I do need a shade lighter. That's another reason why I haven't been using this very much, because the buff is a bit dark for me. So yeah, if you got it in your shade, and I know that I need to get it in my correct shade, I'd probably like it a lot more. Another good option for concealer at the drugstore is the Covergirl and Olay Simply Ageless Eye Concealer. I got this a long time ago and I really love it. It has, well, it doesn't have the swirl anymore because when I use it, but you can kind of see how it has like that white swirl in the product. This feels really nice under your eye area as well. Very pigmented. It covers up your dark circles like crazy, but I do find that still this product works better for not settling into lines, and it is very pigmented. So I just love the way this feels on my eyes. So those are just some extra little, you know, good products to mention. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I know that finding foundations can be very tricky, especially at the drugstore, and you know, even if you're spending a lot of money on like a high-end something, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be easier to find something that's great. I know it took me a lot of time to find these, and I'm so funny because if I find something I like, I generally don't go out looking for more things. I just use this like for years, and this is still probably my baby. I love this stuff, but I don't know, I don't like having a lot of foundations to choose from, so this is like a lot for me to have all of these, but I'm glad that I found some drugstore options, and I'm really glad that I love them. Like this one's kind of like in the background now because I've been using these two. Like these two are better than anything that I have right now. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to use these, and I hope that you guys will try them out as well because they're really good. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this and that you had a great weekend, and I will talk to you all very soon.